Just recently, the 8th Warrior Cat story arc was officially announced. The story arc follows the events of the Broken Code, with the title, A Starless Clan. The first book in this arc is titled River, with Misty Star front and center on the cover, and 3 new protagonists beside her. For those new protagonists, we have ThunderClan Apprentice Flamepaw, ShadowClan Warrior Sunbeam, and RiverClan Medicine Cat Apprentice Frostpaw. We also have a brief plot description of the first book, so I'm going to break it down sentence by sentence and give my thoughts and theories. A dark age has given way to an era of peace in the 5 warrior clans, and with it comes a promise of hope. This more or less confirms that the imposter Ashfur conflict in the Broken Code will be resolved in Book 6. I highly doubt they would call it peace if Ashfur was still a known threat, and the so-called promise of hope definitely gives the vibes of, yeah, things are looking better, but they're not perfect by any means, not yet. There will certainly be some uneasiness among the clans to start the book off, especially with the Warrior Code as we see in Sentence 2. As their leaders deliberate on unprecedented changes to the Warrior Code, 3 young warriors set their paws on the paths that will decide their futures. The Warrior Code will change at the end of the Broken Code. No surprise there. I've been trying to tell you this would happen for about 2 whole years now. My first video on the subject was in May of 2019, right after Lost Stars released. As for what these changes entail, my guess is that open borders would summarize it best. The Bristleroot romance and all the discussion surrounding that has been foreshadowing the end of Forbidden Romance, and Dovewing Twig Branch discussion has been foreshadowing the end of stigmatizing cats switching from one clan to another. I think the fact that the cover has a ThunderClan cat, a ShadowClan cat, and 2 RiverClan cats all side by side is very telling. I think these new code changes are going to allow cats to form romantic bonds with cats from other clans, visit other camps and spend time living in other clans, and quite possibly normalize changing clans so cats can live in the space that best suits their needs. The basic idea is that the clans should work for each other and not against each other. And with this model the recent books are taking with protagonists being members of different clans, having this change will help with some much needed protagonist interaction. Maybe all 3 cats end up in RiverClan at some point in the book. Also, if changing clans is an option, then the line about setting paws on the paths that will decide their futures takes on a whole new meaning for our protagonists. They could be visiting RiverClan because they're questioning whether they want to live there. In ThunderClan, Warrior Apprentice Flamepaw, a descendant of the legendary leader Firestar, struggles under the weight of his famous kin's legacy, while ShadowClan Warrior Sunbeam has doubts of her own. This sentence I actually don't have much to say about. We know that Flamepaw has been an apprentice for a ridiculous amount of time by now, since the Silent Thaw, so maybe we can expect them to be struggling to be a warrior, but that's nothing earth-shattering, we've seen that before. Like, both Rootspring and Bristlefrost went through that. As for Sunbeam, we got nothing, so we'll move on. But in RiverClan, Medicine Cat Apprentice Frostpaw looks eagerly toward the horizon, awaiting the day she will be called upon to help her clan. A day that may dawn sooner than she ever dreamed. Here's the cat who will surely be the star of Book 1, we got Frostpaw. For a book called River, it only makes sense that the RiverClan cat will be the focus. Given the fact that Willowshine, died in the most recent book, RiverClan is limited to Mothwing as a medicine cat, and Mothwing doesn't have a connection to StarClan, putting the burden of these duties right on Frostpaw, which is why I think her day of helping her clan will dawn sooner than she ever dreamed. RiverClan needs a cat who can talk to StarClan, and fast. However, chances are that Frostpaw is going to have a hard time with that. The whole story arc is called A Starless Clan. We are to assume that means RiverClan, as they are the only one of the 5 clans without a medicine cat trained in communicating with StarClan. So I'm going to guess that Frostpaw will have significant difficulty in connecting with their ancestors. The Starless Clan title should make sense for more than one book. In a typical Warriors protagonist fashion, I'm betting that she will blame herself for her lack of connection and make dumb theories for how she personally must have wronged her ancestors, when in reality there is an external problem that has nothing to do with her. At some point, Shadowsight will probably show up to tell her how difficult things were for him, and how she shouldn't worry and just have faith. But of course she'll worry anyway. She's a Warriors protagonist, come on, it's in her blood. Gotta keep those readers on their toes. I guess the final cat I should talk about is Misty Star. She's on the cover of the book, she's going to be important. She was characterized as very stubborn in the Broken Code, siding with the imposter and refusing to let codebreakers back into her clan, so all chances are that these feelings will continue and be a big part of book 1 at the very least. And given that she is the oldest cat in all the clans, I think it's all but certain that she's gonna die somewhere in this story arc. But the big question is when. If I had to guess, I'd think it's gonna be book 3, like One Star in Shattered Sky. It's the most logical point for her to still have her time to shine while still making her death and her successor a major part of the story arc as a whole. I wouldn't throw out the possibility of it being book 1 or 6. 3 is just my best guess. Alright, I think that concludes all I wanted to say. So until next time, bye everyone!